Hello and welcome to Sarcasm Gaming's YouTube channel. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain. So, for those of you viewing me on Sarcasm Gaming, and therefore who don't know me, who didn't know me before, I am a StarCraft 2 commentator and player. I'm also in a Dota 2 team, and essentially, Sarcasm Gaming approached me as they were setting up and asked me if I would be interested in being a part of their community and creating content for them. I agreed, and they asked me to do something for their YouTube. So I was thinking about, what do I do? What can I do for their YouTube that I don't already do anywhere else? And then it struck me, occasionally I get requests like, oh, can you cast my replays? Can you cast my games? Either because their team wants some casted replays up for some publicity, or just because people like to see their replays get casted. And I thought, well, why don't I do that for Sarcasm Gaming? And that's what I'm doing. It will be an infrequent series of essentially community broadcasts. Wherein if you want your StarCraft 2 replay casted, it doesn't matter if you're Bronze, if you're Grandmaster, if you're signed to a team, if you're not signed to a team, hit me up. You can hit me up at VocTerGaming@gmail.com or on Twitter at VTJRain, and I will quite happily record some commentary over the top and then put it up here on Sarcasm Gaming. So today's player is not the gorgeous Protoss Van, even though we love our Brotosses very, very much. It is, in fact, EpochDistan. Distan is no more than 14 years old. I met him through the SCV Rush community, and he is one of the most enthusiastic people I have ever met. This dude loves StarCraft, and he's really good at it. The improvements I'm seeing in him week on week are fantastic. So he asked me to cast this game, and I thought, who better to be in our first game than someone like Distan? So he's going up against the Protoss Van, who is right now doing the most standard safe build in the world. One gate with one gas, Cybercore, adding a second gas, so there's going to be no fast expand here. He wants to go into probably Robo quite quickly. Not the way I like to do it, going to be honest. I like to build up for the fast expand. I drop, depending on what I see, because I will have seen this, I will just go straight into expand off that one gate. If I don't see that base, I can drop 2 or 3 more gates and then get the second gas and go for a Robo and be perfectly fine. Van also going to be dropping a pylon here. Of course, we saw Distan is going to be expanding, dropping the bunker, very, very safe play, and adding 2 more racks. Perfectly standard Terran openings. Now, I apologise if occasionally I say words like ulcily or anything that doesn't actually make sense. I got up 10 minutes ago, and I've decided now is the time to do some casting. Whoa! Proxy Stargate from Van. Van, you sneaky boy. What do you think you're doing? Double gas going down for Distan, but will he be prepared for this? He's double bunkering at the front, which is not the way to beat a Proxy Stargate. You got to think with Proxy Stargate it's going to be Void Ray, because Phoenixes are so fast that it's almost not worth proxying. Especially since with Phoenixes you want to wait until you've got 3 or 4. So I feel like this has to be a Void Ray, but then Void Rays aren't that great against Marines. This is strange. Okay, Void Ray. This isn't a strategy I've seen before. I still haven't seen much explored in the way of Protoss Stargate openings versus Terran lately. So it will be interesting. We've got the 3 additional gates coming down, so it's kind of like a heavy gas 4 gate with Void Ray backup. I assume he's going to use the Void Ray for vision as well and start warping in units up on this high ground here. Marines in the bunkers, just pressuring that Stalker back. This is nice from Van. I make Distan think something's coming at his front. Distan chases after it. Dang, go on, boy! Get that Stalker! Oh, Stalker survives with what, 15 HP? Well done, Distan, but unfortunately he hasn't scouted this. When will he see it? Now he sees the Void Ray, and now he goes, oh my word, there's a Void Ray in my base! What do you do, Distan? How do you respond to this? Nothing but Zealots coming in. Wise choice here. Zealots super, super strong here. 2 Zealots heading down towards the Marines. Don't know if that's too wise, because they're just going to hit that tech lab. Okay, that's what he wants. He wants Stim down, but no, he's not going to get it. That Void Ray will die if it tries. One zealot up here though, still doing the damage. Another zealot goes down, warping in one more, but this hasn't been that successful from Van Brovar. And if he's not careful, he's going to lose that. So let's see, he's gone up to 4 workers killed. That's not enough. This is a significant time investment. Time and money and gas investment. This second Void Ray coming out. There's 4 gates went down, an additional 2 gates. So he is following this up by going like super all-in-ish. Because there is still no expand. Killing 4 workers? Not worth it. That's like a meal. 100% not worth it. Once Stim finishes, this is done. The only bad thing is Distan is supply blocked, but this is nice. Going around and pick off these pylons. He's got to be careful here though, because he's starting to see more zealots come in now. And the Void Rays will pick off those marines eventually. If he hadn't been supply blocked, that would have been absolutely fantastic. It's just a shame that it's so easy to get kind of sidetracked onto that. Now he is going to start to be gas starved. If I was him, I'd remake the 2 gas, or rather I'd make the 2 gas down here. Doesn't have to worry too much about that command center. He should be able to save it. The worrying thing is that tech lab. It's fine. It will go down if he absolutely wants it to. But nice repair here. And here we go. Stim is done. 1 Void Ray falls. Once the second Void Ray falls, this push is super over. And now he can just start a step against the zealots all day long. Gets himself in a really good position there amongst the minerals. Stim's a little bit more than he'd absolutely like to. But the important thing is that push is over. And now you're a base up. Up to 6 workers killed, still not worth it for the investment. 7, 8, okay. Getting a bit better, but it was mostly the zealots. They really didn't need the Void Rays at all. Like the a hallucinate, like 1 century hallucination and a warping up here would have done just as much damage, I feel, and without the risk of proxying this. But he's still committing to these Void Rays. He adds a 3rd. Only now is expanding. And we take a quick look at the unit tab. What's he got? Like, he's got nothing. Honestly, Distan could probably kill him. Yeah. I mean, these are low. If he had medevacs, maybe. It's just a shame he had to stim so much on, and that he got supply blocked, because otherwise, super dead. So, Distan instead is going to respond by dropping down a factory and these 2 assimilators again. While I yawn, because I'm a tired man. Do you know, I've not even had a drink yet. Excuse me, while I caffeine my face up. We're just going to look at these lovely protest units as they try and move out of camera vision, while I take a massive swig of caffeine. That feels good. So anyway, we've got the Void Ray harassing at the back here again. That's one thing I can say for Van Brovar. He does not give up on this harass, and it works. Surprisingly, and I don't know if it's cost effective, but nonetheless he's forcing stims on those marines. Only now combat shields finally being finished up. Engineering bay on the way instead of a starport. Now obviously you want to get those upgrades out, but honestly with the ways marines are, I'd like to see a starport as soon as possible. Get them healed up, start making them efficient against these Void Rays again. Also, he's got to know this is here. He's got to know this is there. I mean, he hasn't gone up and seen it, so maybe he just thinks they're flying in really, really fast. Maybe he thinks Void Rays move as fast as Phoenixes. Sometimes it goddamn feels like it when you're playing against them. So, Twilight Council and a Robo going up from Van Brovar. But, I mean, this is something we have to talk about. And I'm not being negative. Just, these are things that Distan can work on. He has 2,000 minerals. If you ever get to this point in a game, don't give up on teching. Tech as much as your gas allows, and either build like 2 or 3 command centers, just go crazy with it, or just spam down a ton of racks and get a load of marines. You know? That's something you can do when you have that much money just laying about. I mean, you know, he's constantly producing SCVs, which is really good. He's dropping his mules when he needs them. It's just, you've got this huge bank and you're not doing anything with it. And, you know, that could be like 5 billion more marines, because that's how much marines cost, right? So, factory is done, reactor is down, which means the starport is going to swap on top of it. It's very low on gas, so it could do with taking the 4th assimilator, and perhaps moving out and taking this 3rd base as well, because why not? You've crushed your opponent, really. You know, for all that was invested in that harass, it did not do a lot. So you should feel pretty safe for a while. You know, once his production started again, this is his big thing, getting constantly supply blocked. I'm not going to criticise there, because I still do it as well. I'm a pretty bad player when it comes to getting supply blocked. And when it comes to forgetting cybernetics cores, I'm actually considering switching away from Protoss, just so I don't have to ever make a cybernetics core again. Does he have a scan available? No, but I think he's waiting for one. I think he knows this is here. He moved right under it. Let's see. Let's see. No, okay, moves away. Not going to drop the scan down. Come on. Come on, Distan. Wow, he doesn't know it's there. He's moving right underneath it. That's so... just coincidence, unfortunately. That starport is still there. Stargate, even, is still there. But anyway, Distan is going to move out and take the watchtower now. Yeah, first two medevacs, good time. Even though this game has got slightly weird, this is a good time. Are they really still... Okay, so we're at 60 minutes in, and it's 31 SCVs versus 39 probes. It's been a strange game. There was a lot of harass. You know, obviously that would be 41 SCVs. And with the probes, he expanded so late. Templar Archives is up. High Templar, one High Templar just chilling here, waiting possibly for a drop. Now, the thing is, Storm isn't done, and it needs Storm. Nice force fields there, but it's not going to be good enough, because, of course, all those Zealots are now trapped out and away from the Marauders. So they get a ton of free kills, and once those force fields drop, he can stim in. He needs to hit before Storm, though. Where is that last High Templar? It's not moving down to it. He needs to get that High Templar down there and hit a good Storm. And the medevacs are starting to take damage, but that's okay because they don't have any energy left. And once this sentry falls, that is pretty much going to be it. I mean, this isn't game yet, because the fact is these units will survive. I'd have liked him to focus down that more, but it's fine. Man, Distan he really wanted to save that Marauder. Good work, Distan. So, let's take stock of the upgrade situation at the moment. 1-1 is just finishing for the Protoss now. If you just take a look, only +1 weapons so far, +1 armor not started. Just little things, little slips here from Distan. He'll be picking up in the future. As far as I'm aware, this is a slightly old replay. This is from a while back. I think he'd made it to plat at this time, but he might still have been gold. And there's definitely improvements I've seen since this replay, which is good to see. He doesn't get supply block quite so often, which is awesome. His money doesn't get quite so high. But anyway, second starport going down, Ghost Academy going down. Ghost Academy is a really good response. Not enough players using that Ghost Academy properly, or even at all at this level. I'm even seeing Diamond players not getting Ghost properly and just saying, oh, I don't like Ghost, they're too hard. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're Diamond, get Ghosts. So third bases are up from both people. I want to apologise for my observing. It's been so long since I even commentated on StarCraft 2, and even longer since I was the one who had to broadcast and observe, so I do apologise if I am actually the worst human being alive. If only Nick Baker were here to save me. Or Nort. Nort needs to be my professional observer from now on. He just needs to get an actual computer that can deal with it. Man, this Stargate is just chilling out there. It's just not bothered. But nothing being produced out of it. Like, seriously, a couple of Phoenixes. Bam! Goodbye, mules! Christ, the pylon's still there. Zella, everything dead. But, nonetheless, that's not going to happen. So, Distan is actually at a supply disadvantage at this point because he's not made enough SCVs. Just nowhere near enough. But he wants to focus this down really quickly. He's going to snipe it and get out of there. So that was really nicely done. That one cannon, not enough to save that base. And I like he didn't try and force the engagement. That's a lot of High Templar there. Without proper Ghost support with EMP, you are going to die to that. So let's just talk quickly about workers. It's 36 to 60. That's a huge thing. Distan guy, make more workers. And there we see, like 3 SCVs being created there. He's like, oh crap, I fell behind on my SCVs. So that's really good to see. Like, being able to recognise yourself making a mistake in the game and trying to rectify it, really good. Something a lot of players will not do. They will, in fact, a lot of players won't even notice it. They'll get to the end of the game afterwards and be like, "Oh my god, I beat his initial attack. Why am I so bad? Why is this game broken? I couldn't beat him." And it's like, because he had twice as many workers as you and created more stuff. There we go. Professional level commentary here on Sarcasm Gaming. The trick is to make more stuff. Wonderful. Time for more caffeine. Distan, of course, is having to remake this factory because I assume he wants to put down an additional starport. That's the only reason I can see for making the another factory. Because, of course, he lost his initial scouting factory. Oh, of course, armory. Do you need a factory for an armory? The things you learn when you don't play Terran. Like, because I'm just used to the factory always being there, I guess. So, absolutely cray. Now this is going to be scary. 2 High Templar wander down here. Storm here. Storm here. Goodbye SCVs. Good night Irene. I love the phrase good night Irene. So our mothership is on the way. We've got 4 more gates coming down. We've got the upgrades hitting out for Van Brovar. Van Brovar is doing pretty much everything you want to do as a Protoss. Does he have charge yet? Oh my word, Storm's going down. And now morphing into an Archon. Distan is going to have to come up and deal with that. Warp Prism really badly wants to die here. The Archon dies, and now he's going to find the Stargate. Lovely. Send your Vikings after the Warp Prism. They might catch it, you know. Yeah, I think this Warp Prism's dead. Goodbye, Warp Prism. Goodbye, Stargate and Pylon. So, Distan actually pretty much got away with that. How many more SCVs died? Okay, another 10 SCVs died. That's really bad, though. That knocks him down to, oh, okay, 54. So, he really has been spamming that SCV production like a good boy. So what was I checking? Oh, yes. Okay, good. He does have charge. Hadn't seen it used, but that's something you really need to do. So Van Brovar is really hitting everything you want to be hitting as a Protoss up against the Terran heading towards late game, even adding a 4th base, which is something I very rarely get to, because normally by this point I've got Psystorm, and when you've got Psystorm you can beat any Terran in Platinum. Literally any Terran. So, more observers floating about now for Van Brovar. He's got 2 quite close to one another. He really wants to see where this army is. This Nexus is dead. Good scan there, means he knows he's got the time to take it down if he wants to focus. Could even hit some wonderful EMPs on the ramp. Look at that! All the High Templar energy is gone! 1 storm goes down, but 1 storm isn't enough against this much bio. And now he's in trouble. He's having to morph Archons. Even the Vikings are landed to do more damage. These Archons will not save the day. Distan is going to do it here. Perfect EMPs on that ramp. That is what it's all about, guys. Get those ghosts. Get those EMPs. And look at that. Watch how the Protoss just falls. Distan absolutely smashing it here with the Bio Army in the late game. Mothership, you are too late. Go home, you are drunk. The Nexus is, of course, invisible. Scan goes down so you can see the Nexus, but he's just going to kill the Mothership instead. Which makes sense. Goodbye to the Nexus. Goodbye to Van Brovar. He's going to try and ninja expand, but why? He is dead. GG comes out from Van Brovar, and EpochDistan wins the game. I think that was pretty good from Distan there, given the level he's at, which is, of course, my level, which is, of course, terrible. Not that Distan's terrible, I am. It's an important distinction to make. Few things he could do with. More SCVs in the early game, you know, not dropping that production. Constantly making supply depots so he's not getting supply blocked. And hitting upgrades a bit earlier. Like, he got that engineering bay down before the starport, got +1 weapons, and then didn't look at it again for ages. And that's a big problem. You want to keep that going pretty much constantly. But there was a lot there to like from Distan. His control, excellent, and I cannot stress enough how good his ghosts were. He got ghosts at the right time and he used them correctly. He hit those EMPs, and that EMP on that ramp on all those High Templar, 1 in the game. 1 storm there, nothing. He can survive that. 3 storms and a ton of feedbacks on the medevacs, he is dead. So that is it for the first of these community casts here on Sarcasm Gaming's YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to keep checking back at sarcasmgaming.com for updates as the website progresses, and also to join us on TeamSpeak. Please do, because I'm lonely and I need friends, and also because it's full of awesome people. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you